Hey everyone, this is Zach of Gamer Gameless, and today I am joined by
Aaron Golden. How you doing?
Doing alright. Doing alright.
I have a few hashtags, by the way.
I mean, like, sure.
Okay, hashtag Linkin Park, please stop making new music. Hashtag thank you, Mom, for buying me new jeans and new shoes. I was very happy about that.
How old are you, Aaron?
And hashtag Gamer Gameless.
Yeah. And yeah.
Yeah.
How old are you, Aaron?
27.
And your mom's buying you clothes?
Yeah, I can't let her stop being kind.
Wait,
that's evil.
Hold on, are you really 27?
No, I'm 29.
Yeah. What was that?
Well, he's going to ask a promiscuous question. No, that's the wrong word. What's the word? Pretentious?
Pretentious.
Right.
Yes.
Yes. I'm sorry.
Pretentious is a word.
By the way, guys, I want you guys to
No, pretentious.
stop groaning so much when I talk. I'm not that bad of a guy. I'm just if you got something to say, let me know.
You're not a bad guy, but the words you choose make you a bad guy.
Yeah.
And illiterate.
Yeah,
Lover.
Sometimes I'm not
gonna
good at
start
words.
using pretentious all the time.
It's very.
New hashtag. Did you say it's very? Did you just say it's very?
Yes, he did.
Oh my! All right, anyways, we're off to a great start. That third voice you hear,
Is that me?
either one. I mean, there's.
Usually, okay. Every week we go through it.
I still don't know what the order is.
know.
Unless he looks straight at me.
Zach does the introduction. Aaron cuts Zach off during the introduction.
Mm-hmm.
You're supposed to come in and say Gameless.
Oh, yeah. Elvin the Gameless.
There you go.
And then we announced that Alicia is here, aka the video game sage.
You really should stop saying that.
If you rearrange the letters in Evolve Beta,
Yeah.
This is not.
you get Alicia Catherell, which is true.
No.
Wait,
not at all.
no numbers?
There's no numbers this week.
It's actually the Evolve Big Alpha. That's what they call it.
Alpha male.
Thanks for that. Thanks for that contribution, buddy.
You're welcome.
Anyways, remember
No,
you can.
Aaron's like Ralph from the Simpsons. Like, air.
He's like
He's Ralphie.
Lisa Simpson.
Nah, he is 100% like Brick from Afro Samurai, Anchorman. He's like, yeah, man, turtle. Yeah, man, curtains.
Go banana.
Yeah. Anyways, remember
I love lamp.
I have Ralphie. Oh God, I have Ralphie quotes running through my head now.
Hey, dude, I think you're on my cord, no? Hey, don't be on my cord now.
Anyways, remember you can check us out at facebook.com/gamergameless.
All right.
No, I'm trying.
Hey, good talk. That's a great
No,
podcast.
No, that pause was because I'm trying to not mess up the Twitter. So I'm going to do facebook.com/gamergameless, our website gamergameless.com, or our Twitter at face.
At face.
All right.
Dude, part of my hashtags introduced Gamer Gameless, bro. We're good. People heard what I said.
But our Twitter is at gamergameless. There we go.
Yes.
We're going to start off with the show with how we normally started off, which is by talking about what we've been playing.
Let's go to you. How about you say what you've been playing, sir?
Okay.
You go first. You're always so kind and nice to let us know who's about ready to talk. So now it's your turn.
Yeah, I have no idea what you...
Go banana.
Anyway.
Go orange. Go apple. Go banana.
Okay, Zach, what have you been playing?
All right, so I've been playing Borderlands pre-sequel,
Okay.
Sunset Overdrive, and I played a little bit of Evil Within. There's something else I'm forgetting. But, so yeah, Borderlands pre-sequel. It's pretty amazing. If you liked any of the previous Borderlands, it's just as good. I kind of think it's better, and I know that not too many people agree with that. So the way Borderlands is, and I know Aaron, you haven't really played them substantially. I know Alicia has. It's typically, they have you get 4 characters you choose from. They all have like distinct trees you can go down, and they have like an action skill, which is like a skill you use over and over again. Normally they're pretty cool, but they're pretty standard. You get like a guy who can throw out a turret. He's like a generic like soldier type. Then you'll have like a sniper or like a stealth type character. Then you'll have like a tank type character, and it's just kind of like, all right, it's cool, but it's kind of the same schematic for Borderlands 1 and 2. Pre-sequel, however, just kind of is just like totally bizarre, and it's just kind of like they threw away those like typical conventions of that, and then it also since it takes place on a moon, there's like 0 gravity. Now at first they make it seem like it's like a resource you have to upkeep, and yeah, it is. because like if you run out of O2 or Oz as they call it in the game, your health starts to slowly drain. And at first I was like, but you really get over it so quick. But yeah, it's just the character is super unique. For some reason, I mean, it's made by 2K Australia, but I guess because of that, they're like, hey, let's give everyone an Australian accent, which is like, okay, sure. Even though like in the previous ones, everyone had like a southern accent, like a country accent. Like everyone's like, catch a ride and stuff like that. For no real like explanation, for no real reason, just everyone has like an Australian accent. I'm like, sure.
Right.
Evil Within. I played a little bit of Evil Within.
Is it as scary as people say? You know these commercials, like they're filming somebody and they jump out of their seat. That first of all, I've never jumped out of my seat playing a video game. I was like, whoa, that's not cool. But I never jumped out of my seat, bro.
The only game I've jumped out of my seat with was like a true scare. I'd say PC, but I was like, nope, I'm not gonna do that. Fatal Frame.
We've literally seen footage of people jumping out of their chairs at PT though.
Yeah, I mean, the thing with PT is PT it slowly. It's just like, hey, you like walk into this hallway,
Something's gonna get you,
and then it just like it goes from like 0 to 100 in seconds. But the thing that the cool thing about Evil Within, I mean, like I said, I only played like a chapter and a half. The scary aspect about that is it's like super twisted. It's not like, oh, zombies, and it's not like Silent Hill where it's like, what's going on? It's like, I don't know, it has like almost like, now granted the storyline has nothing to do with this, it has like a Saw type feel, like it's like gory,
right.
Like barbed wire everywhere for no reason. The problem I've had with it, I'm gonna give it another shot. I played on PS3 and it looks like terrible. Like normally people are like, oh, the graphics look terrible, but they don't look terrible. It really does look bad on PS3, just because I mean the graphics aren't up to par, but also
kind of like what Battlefield did. Battlefield 4.
Is it bad on?
Oh,
3?
it lied to me.
Oh yeah,
it lied to me.
It is. You're right.
It was garbage.
Yeah, I played a little bit of Battlefield 4 on PS3, but I mean, and the thing is about this game it goes for this really cinematic feel, which I appreciate and everything, but they do like the letterbox thing where like the top of the screen and the bottom of the screen are covered in like a black bar to make it look more cinematic. Mm-hmm. Now that's fine in most games, but to try to paint a picture here is 20 to 30% of the top of the screen is wiped out. Another 20 to 30 of the bottom part of the screen is wiped out. Mm-hmm. So you have this like middle bar where the actual footage is taking place, and the way the camera is so zoomed up on the back of the character that it takes up even less, it takes up even more space. So you can see so little, and that kind of just, that rubbed me the wrong way. Like it was so, like it's not a tough game from what I played. Like I said, I didn't play much of it, but it's not even that it was frustrating because it was tough. It was just like, I can't see anything. And like one of the first parts is like you're sneaking around this character, sneaking around this like big dude. And it's like, that's cool. But the problem with that is like when you can't see anything, mm-hmm. that whole sneaking element is just gone. You know, it's more tedious than anything. But like I said, I want to give it another shot because it does play kind of similar to Resident Evil 4, except for they're really, really tight on the ammo. Yeah. So it's like oh, you're spooky. Yeah. You don't have a way to defend yourself, which is cool, but like, yeah,
it didn't really appeal to me. I'm not really into these kind of games like that, but I know that you played another game that just came out, and I'd like to hear your thoughts about it.
Sunset Overdrive.
The drive of oversetting?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
So Sunset Overdrive. At first, I was like, I mean, so the style of the game, the way it's kind of presented, right? It's kind of like, do you like rules? Well, this game's not for you because this game is super against the rules. Total anarchy. Wow. This game is for kids who smoke under the bleachers. This game is for tough guys who put gum on the bottom of seats. And I was like, all right, I get it.
Yeah.
Like that's just like the way they're pushing this game. They're like, we're more punk rock than country.
If you like shrooms, play this game or something, you know?
Whoa, that was kind of a stretch from where I was going.
Acid trip or something, you know?
Yeah, okay, all right.
You know, just bad stuff.
I mean, it's less that it's trippy. It's more like the way they sold this game, which I get why they did it. And honestly, it makes sense to the game, but it was just kind of their whole marketing scheme was like, we don't care about rules.
It's a video game.
Rules are stupid. And like that's very, very much the tone of the game. And I mean, it's awesome, and it's actually done pretty tastefully, in the sense that it's not like rules are stupid. Aren't grown up so dumb? Can we just wear our hats backwards? Like like the thing that it does a lot of fourth wall breaking, which means like they acknowledge that it's a game within the game. Like there's just like really simple things. Like it's like there's one mission where you have to collect a whole bunch of stuff. It's like, wait, why do I have to collect all this? I feel like we always do these in video games. Yeah. Like stuff. No. That's what they say in the game.
Oh, really?
That's the type of humor that the game has. In the game, I mean, like I'm probably about 30 to 40% done with it, and that's the type of humor that game is littered with. Just and I mean, and like the thing is, right? Here's my one gripe with the game so far, and I get why they did this, but it's like this. If you see an enemy and you try like not running away, but just running and shooting it, you run incredibly slow.
Really?
And the reason why that is because they want you to utilize like grinding, like you can grind on rails, and you can like bounce like
it's pretty much Tony Hawk meets not GTA,
Incredible
but
Hulk. Like I don't know if you play the old Incredible Hulk game. It's like you jump and you bounce. So for some reason, there's like cars you can bounce on. It's like sure, whatever. But they're trying. They want you to like grind on stuff and then jump and then bounce on something. So they penalize you for running. Yeah. And which I get that's cool. But
it's like you're the one that had that energy drink that everybody else had and they mutated. But you're the one grinding and jumping from here to there. I heard. It's one of the best point A to point B games.
I mean, like once like the traversal clicks, once you know how to like successfully like there was like a mission where like you had to go kill some like monster thing, and I was like that enemy is far away, and then like I just started running. I was like, oh, it's gonna take forever. So like I jumped and I was like grinding on like some train tracks. Why was that so hard? I was grinding on train tracks. I jumped off of a truck. I started grinding on like a telephone telephone wire, and then like bounced back on a truck and then landed on the enemy. Once that type of stuff starts clicking, then it's awesome, and that's when the game is really cool. And I played the online mode, which is called Chaos Squad, which pretty much is just you and 7 other people. They kind of give you these 2 random missions. You choose left or right. One might be like, oh, kill all these enemies. One might be like, disarm all these traps. And then, depending on which one you choose, you'll get like a bonus damage to all enemies by 15%. Like these weird like bonuses, right? Then those accrue over 4 cycles of missions. Then the final part of Chaos Squad, which is awesome. And this whole Chaos Squad is really, really cool. I wasn't expecting to be this cool. So depending on what missions you did and how you did, you'll get a bonus for the last part of Chaos Squad, which is like Horde mode. You just defend like your little base for like X amount of time.
So there is Horde mode
in there. It's kind of like Horde mode. So that's what Chaos Squad is. Chaos Squad is like 4 sets of missions. Depending on how well you do, they'll give you a bonus for the last mission, and the last mission is to defend from like waves and waves of enemies. Yeah,
the reason why I haven't got this game yet is because when I buy a video game, I like to make sure there's some great multiplayer in it, you know. But when you say that, it's pretty enticing, actually.
Yeah, I mean it's an awesome game. Like I want to say it's like my second favorite Xbox One game right now. I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's a good game. Anyways, I took up a lot of time. What have you guys been playing?
I played Bayonetta 2.
Oof.
And my hands hurt halfway into it, but I still had so much fun, man.
Was it?
The best part is just the beginning when you're on this big old jet, and it felt like a Smash Brothers level where you're just on this jet. Nice. It's continually moving. You're just fighting a bunch of like, well, in this case, you're fighting like demons and whatever they are, and your hands just get so darn tired, but you want to keep going and going and going. And Home Chick, they make her look pretty hot, dude. They make her look pretty hot, but that was not the reason why I liked the game. It just kept getting more challenging and more challenging, dude. Yeah. And then because at the first level, by the time you're done, you're fighting this big old dragon type of evil mythic, monster, dude. And so you have to, make sure you know when to evade it.
Yeah.
And when to attack, and that guy takes a while. But dude, the graphics are freaking amazing. I mean, you're just pretty much on this jet flying, and you're going through a building and stuff. It's really, really, it's pretty much eye candy, and it looked really great on the Wii U.
I just need to take the time to. I need to just. I'm really excited. So GameFly. If you're not familiar with the service, it's like video games for Netflix. I've had Bayonetta 2 on my list for a very, very long time, and they're kind of bad at getting you games on time or whatever. And I sent in my games like a couple days ago, and I was like, I'm wondering if they sent anything out. And it says that they sent out Bayonetta 2 today.
Oh man, dude,
I'm so excited.
It's man, when you
go banana.
Dude, in this case, I can definitely see why that it got
the ridiculous
10 out of 10 ratings, basically.
Yeah,
you know, just incredible. It just made you want to keep playing. If I didn't have arthritis in my hands, it would have been awesome.
Do you really have arthritis?
No, I don't.
You got me scared.
No. But I have a desk job, and I need those hands for clicking on Facebook.
Well, you need...
Yeah.
But since the job took away Facebook, I got to go on Twitter.
Is Bayonetta better than Destiny?
It's two different games. It depends what you like, man.
It's like if you like good games, then you're like Bayonetta.
Oh, okay.
Like if you're making fun of me, it's like, do you like the color yellow or do you like orange?
I like both.
Yeah,
I like how you choose two colors that are pretty similar.
Yeah.
Like you already used the color.
First of all,
example.
they're not similar, and they are two different fruits.
Okay, for one, yellow isn't a
Yellow
fruit.
isn't a fruit.
Yeah, but let's come on. Let's not be pretentious here.
That's not being pretentious. That's just facts. Yellow isn't a fruit.
Yeah, but you know what I meant. You meant I'm like yellow's banana, orange is an orange.
I didn't know what you meant
Go
because
banana.
lemons are also yellow.
Maybe I said the color yellow and the fruit orange.
So anyways,
But
So
you took
that's-
it wrong.
Still doesn't make.
Go banana.
so anyway, I haven't played Bayonetta 2. I've intentionally not looked at any footage. I've seen a lot of reviews and stuff, but I've intentionally not seen any footage. So I can't remember if I beat 1. I got really far on 1. I loved 1, and I don't know if 2 is like this. It sounds like it.
Well, if you buy the game, you get the first one free with it.
Yeah. But like, so with 1, right, is 1 had awesome. I don't know if anyone here played it. I'm pretty sure Elvin did.
Which one?
Bayonetta.
No.
I thought it sounds like a game. It's right up
In
your
World
alley.
War One, I used the Bayonetta.
It's actually called the Bayonetta.
It's called a bayonet.
Yeah, that's
Bayonet.
what I thought. So yeah.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Go banana.
But anyways, the storyline in it was absolute bonkers. Like I made no like after a while I was just like, what? And then like I had no idea what's going on in 1. Like at first you're kind of like, okay, I can see where they're going. And Platinum Games, right? They make everything over the top. That's their thing. Like Metal Gear Solid is a pretty. I mean, Metal Gear Solid has like some weird like I don't know, like supernatural sci-fi stuff in it, but it never goes super duper over the top.
Right.
It goes pretty over the top, but not like to the extent that whatchamacallit, Platinum Games put out Metal Gear Rising, Metal Gear Revengeance Rising, or some ridiculous name. Now that game you play as Raiden, who's like a cyborg ninja, and it's in the Metal Gear universe. I love Metal Gear, and I loved that game. But that game was totally ridiculous, and it didn't make like it's like, all right, this is so over the top. So that's how Bayonetta 1 was. Like Bayonetta 1, like it got to the point where like you start out, you're like, okay, this is a reasonable game. But then she's making like a dragon out of her hair and stuff, and just destroying and like devouring, like it's absurd.
When I played the first level of Bayonetta 2, I couldn't help how beautiful Smash Brothers is going to look on that.
Oh man,
I just cannot help. If you have a chance to play the demo, do it right now, people that are listening.
I mean,
and you can
after
after this podcast, because this is where knowledge happens. After that, go ahead.
Hold on. That's a great motto. Gamer and Gameless, where knowledge happens.
Yeah, I'm trying to get some knowledge here. Anyway, so if you play the first demo, do yourself a favor. Get excited for the new Smash Brothers, and we will talk about that in a few minutes, people.
Yep.
Lastly, the last game I was playing, I played some Madden. All right, Alicia, your turn.
That was super anticlimactic.
Yeah, it was. I was like waiting for this big build up. Like I'm like,
And I
what is he
opened the
gonna say?
door.
Yeah, exactly.
Go banana.
Okay, I played more Dust. I didn't get to finish it yet. I've been addicted to Spelunky. Spelunky
That's
a lot
Spelunky
lately.
in the adverb.
Yeah,
form.
I've been super addicted to Spelunky lately, and it makes me so angry. It makes me so angry. I hate that game, but it's so like if I could physically set a PlayStation Network game on fire, it would be Spelunky.
It might be possible. We'll research it.
Well, yeah, we'll try to figure that out. And then just more as of now, Diablo 3. I'm gonna get on it this weekend because they're having a Halloween event.
Oh, they are nice.
Yeah, you get 100%. They're giving you 100% gold drops and EXP.
Nice.
So that is something that definitely has to happen. I did share play.
How'd that go?
How'd that go?
Me and my friend David
Shouts
did some
out to
share
David.
play with Spelunky. It went like a lot of people were saying like, oh, it ran smoothly and everything else like that. For us, it didn't run as smooth, and I think it's possibly my internet because my internet's kind of stupid. So I haven't asked him because I think him and my other friend David were gonna do some Nidhogg.
Oh man,
I mean, my other
in
friend
life.
Devin. It was Devin.
Shouts
Him
out
and
to
Devin,
Devin.
were doing Nidhogg. So I don't think they were having any like latency issues, but I know mine's was kind of hitching with him. But I think that's my own personal internet, and that was the fault. But it was really cool. Like once we did it, it was cool. Like I think you can only do 2 people because we were trying to see a way to get Devin to come in so we could try to do 3-player Spelunky.
Yeah, shouts out to Devin again.
But it was not working, so it was
Yeah.
just the 2 of us doing co-op, and it was super fun.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, the whole idea of share play, I'm going to talk about Spelunky in a second, but the whole idea of share play, the way they portrayed it, I was like, I don't really care about this. They're like, you can pass the controller to your friend. You're stuck on a part? Hey, buddy, why don't you have a friend that's really good at it? It happens to have a PlayStation 4. It happens to have a PlayStation Plus account. It happens to have the time to play it for you. Like, I was like, no, thank you. But the idea of, like, inviting someone to play your game as if they were a second player and play that with them, that is like a true genius in this feature.
It's pretty much helping out a cheap buddy.
Okay.
You don't buy the game, but I want to play your game.
I mean, we're making assumptions about this
It's
buddy.
pretty
but-
much virtual. Can I borrow that?
Okay. Yeah. But I mean, like I said, like I mean, how she was talking about, that's awesome because like Nidhogg, like I let my friend borrow my PS4, so he can play Shadows of Mordor because that game is incredible. And like I was thinking, once I get it back, like how bad I want to play Nidhogg.
Mm-hmm.
But like as far as like I'm an adult. A lot of my friends are adults, so it would be tough to try to get people to play Nidhogg, get people to come over. Like Smash, we're going to talk about Smash later. I'm super excited for Smash, but I'm not a child anymore, so it's going to be tough for me to get like 3 friends over on a weekend to play this because people have children and jobs now. So by taking that effort of having to like get somebody over and get another
I feel
controller,
you.
that's like the true genius in this. But anyway,
Yeah.
One time I brought over Mercenary Kings and I failed very, very bad.
that is a hard game.
I said, guys, come on, it's like old school. Let's go ahead and play this. And so they tried, and they didn't take my word for it anymore.
That game is
Yeah.
really tough. But
But it was good. Like I'm excited. I had a couple hitches with the 2.0 patch when I came in.
I heard a lot of people do.
Yeah, it kept giving me and it sucked, and I really realized that it kept giving me an error message, and it wouldn't connect to PlayStation Network. So like all the games were locked, and I was like, no.
Oh,
yeah, because I had a day off, so it was just like I was like, I'm gonna sit here all day, and I'm gonna beat Dusk, and I'm gonna play Spelunky, because currently in Dusk I'm trying to find all the hidden characters. Like that's my achievement hound deal right now.
In what?
Dusk and Elysian Tale.
Hidden character?
Yeah, there's a bunch of hidden characters. Like, what they did was, because this was a game that I believe was summer of Xbox or whatever.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
So I think there are 12 hidden characters in it. So like I found the guy in Spelunky, the female that you rescue in Spelunky, Super Meat Boy, the girl from Super Meat Boy, 2 of the ducks who I think are the company that made the game, and I'm missing some others. I know that I'm gonna find the kid from Bastion because it's kind of hinted at that. I need like 1 other stone to get through a wall to get to him, but there's a ton of hidden characters in that game.
That's crazy. I beat that game, and maybe
you might not have seen it because it's weird. Like you'll just come across this cage, and whereas a normal chest will take like 1 key, the cages take like 4. Or this one that I've recently got, it was like, I think they're from a game called Dishwasher. The Dishwasher.
Yes.
It's like the guy and the girl from the Dishwasher I found. I think the guy was 8 keys.
Oh, okay, all right. I know
to unlock.
You don't play as them though.
No.
Okay, all right. Now
they're just every time you rescue one of these characters, you get a plus 5% health bonus.
Oh,
and they go to this place called the Sanctuary.
Yeah.
That's on your world map. And if you get like the 2 ducks that are DJs or whatever, like you'll rescue a duck and he has on headphones and he's just like listening to EDM.
Nice.
And you just see him like walking and you're like, oh, okay, bye. And then like you rescue another duck and he has headphones and he's listening to EDM and you see him walking. Then you go back to the Sanctuary where all these characters you rescued are, and there's like flashing lights going off and they're behind like the decks DJing and stuff. And you're just like, okay.
I feel
whatever.
I feel like, were you saying something?
I have something to say, but no, I'm not saying anything right now.
All right. I feel like my life now has some type of meaning because I remember I was playing and I found one of those characters. Now that you say this, and it reminds me, and I was like, that character looks a lot like Super Meat Boy.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's weird, and I can't play as him. And he's just like chilling back on like the world map.
Yeah.
And I was like, and it says you have 5% health bonus. And I didn't like, and I was like, that character looks a lot like Super Meat Boy, but now I understand.
Yeah. So each character you rescue, you get a 5% health bonus. So I think right now, I have like a couple left. I found one and then I realized I have no keys. Like it took me forever to get to that character, and it's like, you're out of keys. I'm like, no.
Yeah,
so I don't know where I need to find them, but that's about it.
Man. As far as Spelunky goes, I still haven't played Spelunky, but I played Rogue Legacy a lot, which I'm told is similar, but Spelunky is like even more brutal.
Yeah.
Because I'm guessing it's not like this with Spelunky. With Rogue Legacy, you get gold, and you die. And when you die, you can buy like power-ups with your gold. So your stats actually increase over time. That doesn't exist in Spelunky.
No, what'll happen in Spelunky is the second you die, all your stuff goes away.
No, I'm not down for that.
And it gets really hairy because it's just like you start off with 4 hearts. And then you can do things like rescue maidens, but I turned off the maidens because their yelp was really annoying coming through the PS4 controller, and I changed it to dogs. So there's like pugs that you rescue,
I'm interested again.
Like at the end of the level, if you rescue a pug and you take it, you have to carry this pug all the way down to the very end of the level. Once you go through to the next level, like they'll give you a kiss and it's like, okay, you have an extra life. And so what'll happen is it could turn real bad real fast. Like you get hit by a bat or something, right? You lose your balance and then you have a long fall, so then that takes time off, and then you bounce from there. You get hit by an arrow that takes 1 life off, and then you land on some spikes and you're completely dead. And then you throw your controller across the room while you're screaming because you're almost at the ice level. Like it can go so bad so quickly and you have no idea. And then like if there'll be shopkeepers on certain levels, and there'll be idols. So it's like Indiana Jones. If you pick up an idol, then all of a sudden everything will start shaking and a giant ball will come through, and that'll just roll through the entire level, wrecking everything. But if that disturbs a shopkeeper, he'll just yell terrorist, and then he'll just start shooting his gun and go after you. And from then on, any shopkeeper in any level, they all assume you're a terrorist, and they all try to kill you. On top of that, and you can't kill that character. They can kill themselves. They could like fall on spikes or something like that, but you can't kill a shopkeeper.
Yeah, I don't think I need that volatility in my life.
I would say just try it. Try it and see how far you can go. Like, I had to walk away. And what will happen, too, is, like, once you hit a certain point, you'll hit a tunnel. This guy who has an eye patch is like, I'm the tunnel man. You're like, okay. And then be like, give me this, and I'll dig you a shortcut. So, like, I gave him, he wanted some money or something. Yeah, he wanted, like, $10,000. I was like, okay. And so I gave him $10,000. I got a shortcut to the jungle, but sometimes he'll ask you for, like, give me X amount of bombs, and you're like, okay, sure, or give me, a shotgun. And sometimes you have the items and sometimes you don't. And if you catch him, if he catches you and you don't have that item, you don't get that shortcut. So once you die, you have to start all the way back at the mines if that's where you started off. So it sucks, because I made it through the jungle and I got to the ice level, and he wanted, I can't remember what he wanted. He wanted one bomb, and I was completely out of bombs. And so I was just like, the second I got to the ice level, a Yeti killed me. And then they're like, you got to go all the way back to the jungle.
No. I'm not down for that.
You should just try.
I mean, I'll try. I'll absolutely try it, but I don't think I don't think I have the patience.
The patience. Oh, it's frustrating. It's frustrating as all heck. I scream so much, and I'm just like, I have to walk away.
Well, your patience is second to none.
I wouldn't say that.
I'm trying to give you a compliment. Like most women, you try to give them a compliment, like, no.
All right.
So
slippery slope.
But hold on, one more thing I'm going to say.
Slippery slope.
As long as we're not going to talk about a group of people.
I have nothing to say. No, I'm joking. All right, sir. I have something to point out, and it's not sexist by any means.
Well, there's other forms of offensive things that you can say,
but I'm not going to say those.
Okay.
Look at me. Inside joke, listeners. Elvin is wearing the quote-unquote iDad shirt from episode 9 or 10 or 11. One of those episodes.
Did you really just have a 3-episode rough estimation point?
Well, for all my listeners, the inside joke, Elvin's wearing the iDad shirt, man. Come on!
It says number 1 dad.
Again.
Not iDad.
It's the iDad shirt, dude.
It says number 1 dad.
Now it says number 1 dad. But
Oh, it
before,
did,
it was
That is
iDad
in-
for sure.
Yeah.
How many episodes
Elvin got
ago
those
was
alterations.
that? Was that like 3? You just did a 3-episode callback or something?
No, that was about 3 or 4
4
episodes ago.
episodes ago?
Yeah, I'm not too wrong.
Yeah.
All right, Elvin, what have you been playing, sir?
I downloaded Walking Dead Season 1 on my Android phone.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's pretty cool. It's a little different than I'm used to, but it reminds me of Knights of the Old Republic, where you get to choose kind of what you want to do and what you want to look at.
Yeah.
Which is fun. And I downloaded it. It took forever. And then I played it for 3 minutes and I fell asleep. Thank you.
How does it control with your phone?
It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, it didn't bug me. It was cool. The way you walk is really cool too.
Mm.
It doesn't really hold you, like, it's not really linear, like you go one way or the other. You can kind of move your finger and he goes wherever you want him to go. And the only thing I'll say that I really liked about the game is the sound. The audio through the headphones, through the phone, like, it's really, you hear everything. It's like really creepy and really cool.
Yeah.
Super immersive.
Yeah, it's like, the only reason I downloaded it is my wife went to sleep early, and I'm like, I got nothing to do, and I just laid in bed. I'm like, what am I gonna do? I downloaded it because Zach told me that I could download it because the Walking Dead 2 came out. He's like, I should get that game, and he said the Walking Dead 1 is free, so I downloaded it, and I'm just laying in bed with the lights off, like, hey, this is really cool. And that was it.
So what I told him, as he misinterprets 98% of what I tell him, is how awesome the whole Walking Dead games are. And I told him, hey, Season 1 and Season 2 are coming to Xbone and PS4. You should play those with your wife. And
Yeah.
And I said, Episode 1 is free on... Episode 1, not Season 1, is free on your phone.
If Walking Dead Season 1 happened inside of a Home Depot store, he would play it.
Yeah, that's very much
Or
true.
Lowe's.
Or
Or
Osh.
Costco. Not Osh, it's too expensive.
But yeah, I was like, man, you gotta play this. So I told him to download it so he can enjoy it, and then end up paying for the full version
And then you
on
told
the
me to
big
go buy an
screen.
Xbox with a Titanfall bundle.
Yeah, your timeline's messed up. Anyways, let's get into news.
News.
Go banana.
News.
I hate this.
That's my soundbite. You guys are against soundbites.
Stop, Aaron.
Aaron's chair has a squeak. I don't know if it's gonna come through the mic, but it's really bad.
Yeah. What's going on in the news, sir? Tell me what's going on in this world.
So this is a very vague topic, and it's not vague, but when I bring this up, I'm not gonna list all of them. Smash Brothers.
Ooh.
They had their direct.
It wasn't 50 facts. It was like 53 facts.
Yeah, they went over. So they're like we knew it was gonna be about Smash Brothers for Wii U, but they kind of didn't say anything about it. And then they're like, "Oh, it's 50 facts," and everyone was like, "Really cool." So, you guys both know about this digital event that happened. What stood out most for you guys?
Just the options of playing with so many players on one Wii U. At some levels, you'll get to play with 8 players. And some just 6 on your local Wii U, dude.
Yeah, let me ask you this: did you guys see the actual event?
Yes.
No.
And I want that guy to be at my wedding someday. He'd be like, "Aaron, will you take Brittany to be your lawfully wedded husband, wife, whatever it is?" And he goes, "All right, you're married."
Yeah. So what they did for the direct, which was pretty cool, they had the announcer announce it. And so what Aaron's saying is probably the biggest news that came out of it is that they're gonna have 8-player Smash now. Like they're gonna have specific stages you can play 8 players on. Which, if you know anything about Smash, you can comprehend how ridiculous it is. But how they announced it was so cool. They were like, for the first time ever, you're going to be able to play 5-player Smash, and
everybody excited for.
Everyone was like, "Oh!" Everyone throwing chairs and stuff, and then
5-player Smash.
They're
they're
rioting in the streets.
yeah, exactly. He was like, "I am proud to announce that for the first time ever, you will be able to play 6-player Smash."
Yeah,
and everyone was like going crazy. He's like, "Oh,
dude!"
oh.
The Twitch feed, I saw like a million comments going, "Oh, OMG, 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 oh my gosh!" Ah!
Yeah, I remember Twitch chat is the most absurd thing in the world. But
yeah, it is.
anyways, yeah, and they went up to 8, and I was like, I mean, there's been some crazy video game news that's been announced in my life. Now, I'm not gonna say that's the craziest, but being someone who's played so much Smash Brothers in my life, the fact that you doubled the amount of people that can play.
Oh man!
And if our listeners have heard previous episodes, we've talked about Smash Brothers, and we tried to explain the allure of it to Elvin. I showed him right before we started just a brief clip of the 4-player, just like a normal Smash match from Brawl, and it showed him how it's different Nintendo characters, and he seemed minimally intrigued, which is a lot more than normal.
No, it looked like a lot of fun.
Yeah,
like sell at Home Depot.
It is.
Yeah,
a lot of fun.
So with this one, and this is the most mind-blowing thing in the world, is that there's gonna be an option for 8 players, which is the most insane thing in the world, because these games are all about chaos. Like the hardcore people will play with no items and all this stuff and blah 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 blah. But the game, it ships with stages, interactive stages, and not that you care about this, Alvin. But in the original one, the Nintendo 64 version, there was a Pokemon stage. I think it was Saffron City or something.
Yeah.
And like I said,
yeah, he knows. Yeah. I got a T-shirt that says that.
But what would happen is randomly throughout throughout the course of the stage is a door would open up and a Pokemon would just poke its head out. Yeah. And if it was a fire Pokemon, it would breathe fire. If it was a lightning Pokemon, lightning would rain from the sky. So that would hurt players.
Oh yeah, Saffron City, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. But
don't go there.
That's the whole thing. Is it's all about the amount of chaos that can happen. And
is Smash Brothers I've never played it. Is Smash Brothers is it like a control smasher, kind of you hit any button and you could do okay, or could you be a really good player? Yeah, there's skill.
you can go either way. Sometimes it's weird because if you get these people who are very technical and they're playing these fighting games, like they hate button mashers because it's kind of like it's kind of like the rookie in poker where they're taking risk and you're like, what the heck is this person doing? Yeah. So sometimes it'll trip them up, but other times they'll just flat out destroy you eventually because they're just gonna like, all right, I'm tired of this dude's crap. Yeah. But you can get stuck in infinites depending on who you're fighting and what they're doing.
Yeah.
Could somebody say I'm really good at Smash Brothers?
Yeah, absolutely.
It can happen.
There's people who they're like Evo when we were watching the Evo streams and everything else like that. Like those dudes are insane.
Yeah.
But what makes them so good?
They know when to attack. They know strategize.
Okay. They know all the moves. They know exactly what to do. They know exploits. They can seriously, like, you know how Zach always talks about how he can't tell like with like graphics. He's like, oh, I don't
1080p.
Like I can't tell the difference between 1080p, blah blah blah. Like these are people who will look and they'll know the time between character animations. So they'll be like, I have half a second to pull off this move, and then I can just move it into an infinite and just keep, like, especially with ice climbers, there's a move where I think the girl is grabbing you and the boy is just headbutting you, and and some of these people can just do that in an infinite, and you're just sitting there for like 5 minutes as your percentage is going up, and they're just boom boom boom.
You know,
boom,
I
boom.
didn't appreciate fighting games very much until I learned about Evo. Which we talked about Evo. How long ago was this now?
That was in August, I believe.
And I was researching Evo because I have to do all the graphics and stuff for our site. And he showed me a clip of this guy. What was it? Was it Street Fighter?
Oh man, yeah.
Was that when Justin won?
Yeah, we played the audio clip on the podcast.
Dude, that was. I don't even know what the hell is going on. But it's like, oh my god!
Yeah, that was yipes.
But what was that move? What was that move that he did that was so hard to do? So
in order, like, you know, in Street Fighter, if you hold back, you block. But I think if you tap forward, and I don't even know because I'm not like this hardcore of a character. Yeah. If you tap forward just at the right time that an attack connects, they call it teching. It's like a parry.
Teching, there you go.
And you tech it, right? And if you tech it, like, I think you take even less damage, and like it builds up your special. So someone did their special attack, which Chun-Li, she does like the thousands of kicks.
Yeah.
So I think it was like the finals for Evo, like I think probably like 2000. It was at least 5 years ago.
It was an auditorium full of people, dude.
Yeah. Wait, are you talking about the clip we played, or another one that you showed?
The one we played, and even that, and it's crazy that you said it's an auditorium full of people because now that was years ago. Now it's like 5 times the size
ballrooms.
Of that. Yeah, but like he did it, and this guy seriously sat there and teched every like hit. And like you just hear, I'm getting chills just thinking about like you just hear like everyone lose their mind. It's like, because it's like that's the most insane feat for like a gamer.
And what he did is what Alicia was saying. He
got
everything, right?
Well, what he did was he ended up. I think he teched it and ended up rolling into X Factor, and I think he was playing against Dark Phoenix. The clip that you were talking about.
Well, wait, we're talking about something different.
Oh, I thought he was talking about the clip that we played on the show.
I think we played 2 clips on the show.
I thought you played the one when Justin Wong won when he X Factor, and that's when he goes he got X Factor, and then they just started screaming. I thought that's what Elvin was talking about.
I don't know.
Because you said the move that he did.
What I saw was actual video.
Old school Street Fighter or new nowadays?
Were you talking about the one that when it just happened and everybody was flipping out?
Zach, it was one that we saw together during the whole Evo thing.
I think it was the old school Diego versus Justin Wong thing. But anyways, it doesn't matter. The fact of the matter is that like people love this stuff, and if you're hardcore enough, you'll be able to notice like pixel timing for animations to know when you have really good hits. So we played, you, my girlfriend, and your wife played Mario Kart together. Yeah. I got 4th place in a group of people who don't play video games. That won't happen in Smash Brothers. Okay. But in Smash Brothers, you guys could still kind of have a fighting chance. Like, you guys won't just be getting like smacked all around and stuff. Yeah. Smash Brothers is amazing. 8-player thing is really awesome. Anything else that stands out to you guys?
Like 8 ways to play the game. I mean, look.
As far
as all the different controls, I mean, anything you want, you can basically play. That's certified by Nintendo, going back to GameCube. To me, it was like a game inside of a game inside of a game. There's so much to do just besides the fighting. They have a mode pretty much looks like Angry Birds, but you know, you're just using your characters in that game and you're trying to knock over stuff and shooting stuff. I was just, and then you can play all the games. Like I think there's a demo for each character that you can get to know and play.
I forgot what it's called, but it's
the
like
classics. They're the classics. You get to play the classics. So you play level Mario, level of Smash.
It's only 2 minutes, but it's still pretty cool because like for instance, Elvin, when I was showing you the roster for the last one, right?
Yeah.
I showed you like Bowser and Mario because you know these people. If I showed you something like Ice Climbers, you wouldn't know what that was.
I saw Snake in there.
Yeah, Snake from Metal Gear Solid. Yeah. So this particular one, they have something that's kind of. I mean, it's just kind of cool to newcomers to Nintendo. They'll have Link and they'll have like the original Zelda is playable for like 3 minutes or something like that. That's just kind of cool. And like there's like a little link in there to buy it on the eShop. That's just cool for people who aren't familiar with like the lineage of these characters. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But the only thing I will say, if you guys don't have anything else that stood out about that, the thing that I was not expecting to care about, but I did. The two things is the create a character stage. I mean, the create a stage, because a lot of games, right? Especially as it's like a long-term gamer. Like I grew up playing Tony Hawk. I loved the Tony Hawk games.
Awesome.
Though, like Tony Hawk games, like I think I'm good at Titanfall, right? But if I see somebody playing Titanfall, I'll never be like, I could totally smash you in Titanfall. I think I'm Call of Duty. I'm never like, I'll kill you in Call of Duty. I think I'm good at Halo, but I'm not competitive. I don't care. I just want to have fun. The Tony Hawk games were the only thing that I was competitive in. That was my thing. Like, and I played 1, and I think it was in 3. Maybe it was in 2. 3, they were like, you could create your own stage, and that just blew my mind.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
So you know how far back that goes, and I'm gonna old man Elvin here, but I used to create my own stage in Excitebike and Nintendo. Nice. I don't know if you guys ever remember that.
Of course, I don't remember the creative stage, but I remember Excitebike.
No, you could create a stage, so you could create your own blocks and your own ramps and your own falls and your own squares and stuff. I know it sounds so dumb.
No. I mean,
but I made like an endless, super crazy like Excitebike stage, and it lasted like an hour. I don't know how it lasted that long, but it just went on forever. It was awesome, dude. So that's the first time I ever saw in a game. Probably it was the first game that ever did that, where you could create your own stage and you could save it.
Yeah, I mean, creation games have gotten big over time. Like this reminds me, I always say this, and you're gonna play for like 5 minutes, but there's a game that came out for Xbox like a week ago or a couple weeks ago called Project Spark, which is like a create your own game, and like people make their own stuff and it's free. But the thing is, like, it's like super complex. Like I think people are saying that like it's almost like coding your own video game because you can create like AIs and stuff. Oh, wow. And people make like these super intense games. So I got to get you into that. But the two things I was expecting to care about was create a map stage or whatever, create a map mode, because I mean Smash Brothers, the most popular stage is Battlefield, which is just a flat surface. Which I'm like, I don't know how I feel about that, but there's only so much you can do, I feel, in Smash Brothers as far as stages. But like some of the stuff they're saying, and they're saying that like of course we haven't tried this, is that you use like the Wii U gamepad to make the stages. Like you'll draw like a platform like right here and right here. It's like super intuitive and everything. And I'm actually really excited to try that. The other thing I totally wasn't expecting to care about. It's like low key. My favorite thing. The thing I'm most excited for about it is I think it's called Smash Tour.
Smash Tour, yeah.
Which is the board game mode. The thing that's so cool about that is in Smash Brothers, there's never been this idea of really altering stats. Like, I mean, you might pick up an item, like the bunny ears, and you'll run faster. But it's never like, oh, now I deal more damage. That's not really a thing that's ever been the case in Smash Brothers. So, like, I think like you'll roll, and like if you land on, like, you can get an item that'll increase your health or increase your armor or whatever, increase your strength and stuff like that. That sounds so awesome to me. And then, like, I don't know if you'll be able to change this type of stuff, but like, the characters you get will be like randomized. Like you'll pick up like a Star Fox, and you'll be able to play Star Fox. That's so cool. The idea of forcing me to play. I know this sounds stupid, but the idea of forcing me to play someone that I don't really want to play, that sounds so awesome. Because when that happens, right? Me, I like Fox. I like Falco. When I played the 3DS version, I loved Little Mac. So I think that's gonna be my character.
Yeah.
But like if I get like a Yoshi statue, I'm gonna be like, that's cool, whatever. And if I get a Marth, I'm like, whatever. But if I'm doing Smash Run and I have like, and I pick up, I have like Marth and Yoshi, but I pick up a little Mac statue, that is going to be the best feeling in the world. I'm going to be like, it is over. You know, I'm so excited for that game.
Well, they also introduced co-op too. Just you and your buddy just go ahead and going through all the levels and just trying to beat the boss. And there's like 2 hands now, right? There's the master hand and there's the crazy hand.
Yeah, I think they had crazy hand before, but there's like all these different like weird modes. And I totally forgot about that. They added co-op to like a lot of different modes, which is really cool that they've never really done before. Oh man, like
this game has so much depth. I can't remember a game with this much depth. And
Destiny.
I can't remember. I think I've never been excited for a game like this in a long, long time. I was excited for Mario Kart when it came out, and they're still doing stuff with DLC, and I'm going to get back into that game. Especially they're introducing, you can do stuff with amiibos now with it. But, dude, this game is, like I said, it's a game inside of a game inside of a game. To me, it's already worth at least over $100, if not more. I mean, this game is going to be super fun. It's like the most anticipated game I can recall in a long time. This is the game you want to play. I'm going to get it day one, and I'm just going to have a great time, and I'm going to have to play with some buddies. Even my friends don't own Wii U's. I'm going to have to make some new friends.
Yeah. The thing about it for me is, and this is what I feel Nintendo is best at, if you guys listen back a few weeks ago, before the date was official, or even when the date was official, before all of these details, I kind of didn't care about this game. Just because it's like, oh, it's a 3DS version. I played the 3DS version. That 3DS version isn't like, I mean, it's cool, but it's not like groundbreaking.
Yeah.
You know? And they're like, and like the way they're saying, there's things that are specific to the 3DS version and things that are specific to the Wii version. So hold on, guys. And like, they had Smash Run for the 3DS version, which is some weird mode. And then it kind of got leaked ahead of time that they're going to have that create a stage thing. And I was like, that's cool, but that's not enough. Then they introduced 8-player Smash, which is seriously like the most ridiculous thing in the world.
What was that thing at the end? Good. Like Mario versus all these Koopas?
I don't recall.
That was, I think they were just introducing them as characters. Because it's the Koopa Kids.
Yeah, the Koopa Kids.
It was Baby Bowser and the Koopa Kids. But the only issue that I have with that is I'm hoping that performance doesn't take a dip once you have 8 people on that screen, because it's already going to be super chaotic as it is. And just imagine, because like even when you play 4 players in Mario Kart, it kind of chugs, you know, a little bit, and it'll definitely take a dive, and you see it.
Yeah.
So once you get 8 people on there, and I kind of feel like, I think pretty much Smash Brothers is going to be way more chaotic than Mario Kart is.
No,
because especially when you have,
100%.
say you're doing like Pokemon Stadium and that level's constantly changing. And then, so say you have all items on and everything else like that. I mean, you're showing, Zach pulled out his phone and he's showing me footage right now. I mean, that could be...
I think in Mario Kart it goes to 4 screens, but
that looks awesome. By the way,
it looks sick, right?
So dope. It looks sick, but you never know how the performance. I agree.
This
is a legitimate. This is a legitimate concern. This isn't a nitpicky thing. Like that is something that I have a legitimate concern about, because that would suck if like once everybody sits down, because. Already remember there was an issue because people wanted to do
Kirby
Wii U game pads, and so if you have, and that already chugs your system. So say you have 2 people with Wii U game pads. Everybody isn't on GameCube controllers. So say you have 2 Wii U game pads going. Say you have a couple of 3DSs going and some controllers. I'm wondering how they're gonna handle all that. Like hopefully it doesn't make the performance take a dive or anything like that. Hopefully it won't get choppy. That's the only thing that's my only genuine legitimate concern as of now, is how they're gonna work that out. Hopefully it works.
I mean,
this looks awesome, dude.
You have no idea.
Yeah.
Like, especially when we have a tournament here, 8, we'd have like with 3 Wii U's, and that's enough for like what?
Yeah.
We could have 1
24
Wii U,
people.
honestly,
24 people right there.
Yeah. I get what you're saying, Alicia, and I can understand where that concern comes from.
Well, Samus is...
Yeah.
Like I said, it's
awesome.
It's amazing.
Little Mac, what?
Yeah, Little Mac is... Yeah. This is so awesome. It's like seeing someone see sunlight for the first time, or see the ocean. I would venture to say that Mario Kart 4 players is more demanding than, like, more graphically demanding than.
It breaks down to 4 screens.
Well, it not only that, it has, so it breaks down. I think that's it. It's 4 screens, but also the assets in Mario Kart are a lot like crazier, like how detailed all the stages are. Like they're super duper detailed, and having that replicated 4 times on one screen, like, I mean, just one screen, I feel is more demanding. We'll see. Mm-hmm. I think we'll be all right. Like I feel like that would have come.
It'll still
out
look good.
now.
I think it'll still look great.
But we'll see. We'll see. I mean, it's totally possible. Nintendo does. Nintendo throws
so much mayhem in this video right here.
Awesome,
so much
dude.
mayhem.
And then when they die, like they hit the screen.
Yeah, and you come back, man.
Yeah.
This is the must-own game, without doubt. Let me ask you a question. Do you think this was the most anticipated Smash Bros. There ever was?
I mean, I don't think. I mean, so
with all the announcements they just have for this game, all the depth that's being shown, this could possibly be the greatest Smash Bros. There ever was.
Well, see, I mean, when you talk about hype versus greatness, it's a little different. I think the hype for this is probably the most.
Yes.
Because you've had people who played the original Smash Brothers. You had people who played Melee. You had people who played Brawl. You had people who played a 3DS version. But I think the greatest. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. Like I haven't played this version. We can see if it's substantially different or not. But
it's the hype. I think it's the hype train also. Like people need to calm down on the hype because that's where stuff gets ruined.
Well, that's what we learned this year. You know, the hype train is incredible with all these games that came out.
Yeah,
but,
and I mean like and I just realized I totally cut you off, Zach. I'm sorry.
It's all good.
And to your point, Aaron, what you're saying, the most anticipated, I think it's a lot of it is the internet itself. Because we have the internet, we have Twitter, we have all these things, and Nintendo's being so open about what's actually in the game, where they are normally very, very secretive. Yeah. So a lot of that is getting passed around, and a lot of that is just going off. Like I don't know. I'm keeping a level head about it because I don't want to get too. I'm excited for the game, but I don't want to get too hyped up and then be completely disappointed because it's not something that I made in my head. Like it to be this whole big thing, and then when that doesn't happen, which was my own personal expectations, then I'm gonna be bummed out.
I mean, I think the reason why I fully agree with what you're saying.
Yeah.
But I think the reason why this is different is, so bring up the D word, Destiny. With Destiny, they were like, here's what's gonna be in this guy, and we're gonna be able to do this, we're gonna be able to do this. It's gonna be so awesome, and they didn't show you anything. Like they kept everything in Destiny really, really tight-lipped, but they were like as far as actually showing it, they're like, "No, trust us, it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be like something you've never experienced." But people are playing it, and I would imagine that if there was an issue with latency for the 8 players, we would know about it now because people are playing it right now. And the reason why I'm so confident is because the game comes out in 3 weeks, so I can only imagine that the press who has got to play 8 players have played the final version, because 3 weeks is too short for them to send it back,
shipping,
to send it back,
patch.
And I mean, yeah, but I still feel like if there was going to be an issue, there's an issue now, and they'd patch it in after. I feel like seconds after.
It looks fail-proof. I'm sorry, it looks fail-proof, man.
The 8, it
does.
The 8 players looks fail-proof to me. Like it looks like that can't break my heart at all. But I'm with Alicia on being skeptical on a lot of things because I still think the roster is super weak. Like the fact that the video I just showed you guys is 8 players, and only one of those characters are new. That is the most atrocious thing I have ever heard.
Well, they introduced the baby Koopas and all that.
But here's the deal. If it's anything like the 3DS version, and I can't be certain on this, but Baby Bowser is a character, and Baby Bowser's different costumes are the Koopa Kids. So they're not individual new characters. They're just skins of what's his name. And then they're like, oh yeah, introducing Dark Pit, who plays exactly like Pit. Like that's what upsets me so much about that game.
Dark Link.
Yeah, just like that's the thing that frustrates me. The only new character they announced was Mewtwo, which isn't a new character.
And you have to have the DS version
And
and the Wii U version of Smash Bros. In both games just to unlock him, which he comes out in spring next year, I think.
So frustrating.
I didn't see the dog you keep mentioning. You sure the dog there is there from Duck Hunt?
Duck Hunt, 100%.
Duck Hunt
100%.
I haven't seen him. Well, I'll look
What's
forward to
that
him.
dog's name?
It's just like because
It's just
Nintendo's
called
good
Duck
at
Hunt.
naming,
Yeah.
the character's name is just Duck Hunt.
Oh, great.
Like not even Duck Hunt dog. It's just Duck Hunt because it's technically the dog and the duck. So they're like, make up a name.
What do you mean there's a dog and the duck?
The character is the dog from Duck Hunt and the duck.
And as the same character?
Like they're not. They're not
he
like.
he has the ducks with him.
Doing what?
He probably scares
They
him
attack
and the
and
ducks,
stuff
like
ducks
that.
run into you.
It's kind of like
The way these games
what's
work.
her name? Rosalina from
Galaxy.
Rosalina from
She has-
Galaxy.
Well, the
She
duck's
has-
just flying around?
She has the star with her, and she the star helps attack and stuff.
So these games have like up, like you hold up and you press B. That's
Yeah.
an attack, and it's usually something that goes up. I think Mario, he does his little jump. That's like an uppercut. In this case, the duck grabs the dog and like flies up.
Oh.
So he's
'Cause
like-
that's an unlikely friendship because in
Yeah.
the game, the dog would come back with its duck dead in its mouth.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah.
So I mean, yeah, I can't wait for it. Anyways, we've spent a substantial amount of time on this, even though it
We
deserves.
could have kept going too,
I can't wait for that game.
especially all the random stuff you
3
can get in that while you're fighting.
3 weeks. But
Hey, that might be a bundle I'll buy.
like
Which will be sold out, but okay.
they haven't announced the bundle, which is classic Nintendo
It will be.
mistake.
I know.
Nintendo's like,
1 hour before.
hey, you know this amazing game? We're not gonna bundle it. Like there's a bundle that.
I guarantee if there's a bundle, it'll come with an amiibo or something. Probably
Hey,
will.
I want to get the. I'm going to say it right now. I will buy that bundle if it's available.
It's
I will buy it as long as it's black.
We'll hold you to it because every time I see Steph, I'm like, "Hey, you get a Wii U?" No.
Is it black? Is it still black?
Yes.
Yes, buddy. Or you can get it in white. How about that? Get it in white for yourself.
All right. Xbox. Next thing. I just scratched off that item, but I wanted to do it dramatically. I don't know if that.
Yeah.
that might-
I don't know if it came
Picked it
through the
up.
mic. Yeah.
Xbox got another price drop, which is ridiculous. So all SKUs have a $50 price drop, which means that you can buy an Xbox One without a Kinect for $350, and that's pretty ridiculous.
That's not the Call of Duty bundle though? The Call of Duty bundle is what, $450?
What was the original price of it?
The original price was $500 and it came with the Kinect. Then they took
Yeah.
out the Kinect.
No, I'm talking about the Call of Duty bundle.
$500. So it's $450.
Yeah, so it's $450. All of them have been reduced $50.
Yeah.
Man, I am so darn tempted to trade in my Xbox for that Call of Duty bundle just because you get the game and the
Terabyte.
500 more gigs. I mean, it's freaking awesome, dude. A lot of these AAA games are like 40 gigs anyway every time you download them.
Yeah, it's funny. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm like old school. The one thing I don't understand about the gamer culture right now is just this whole desire for. I mean, even like my phone. My phone has 64 gigs. That's a lot. There is an iPhone 6 Plus that has 128 gigs.
Well,
Like I feel like at a certain point, it's just like it's not worth it.
the problem is these games you're buying take up almost half of 100 gigs. So if you have about 10 games, which some people do.
But are you playing 10 games simultaneously?
No. I'm saying it still takes up that space inside your Xbox.
Yeah, but I'm saying like you could like for me, let's think of a game. All right, when I beat Sunset Overdrive, that is going to get 100% off of my
Well, yeah, if you
off of my
delete the
whatchamacallit.
space, yeah, I understand.
And that's my whole thing is like I don't need to have games on my console all the time. You know what I mean? Like
Well,
I would rather only have the ones that I care about.
And eventually, I may just go digital. And for the people that are going digital instead of buying the games, they need that space. They don't want to just delete the game. So for the people that are going digital, they can see them really wanting getting a 1 terabyte.
Yeah.
Because for you, you go to GameFly, you rent the game, you play it, then you delete it. As simple as that. But that's your lifestyle. So other people have lifestyles where they're just they don't want to wait in line on the day it comes out. They want to just download it right then
And
and
we
there.
accept all lifestyles.
Yeah. I mean, I get what you're saying.
That's right.
But like I said, my issue isn't like the whole digital thing. Even having an all digital, like it's crazy. I don't own a PS4 like physical game, but I still have plenty of space on my PS4, and I have every single PlayStation Plus game that has come out for PS4.
Right. Well, those indie games are like 2, 3, 4 gigs.
Yeah, but still, I'm saying I have those. Plus, I have my other games. I have Destiny, which is a mistake. But
did you hear about their new update that they're going to be having?
The expansion.
I guess only if you own a PlayStation you can play that expansion, but not on Xbox.
No, you can play them both. You can play it either way. But if you have the expansion for PlayStation, you get like an extra strike or whatever. But anyways, the thing about this price cut is it's cool, and the interesting thing about it for me is that I feel like I don't consider myself a fanboy or like a fan for that matter of anything. I just like video games, but I'm more interested in Xbox as of right now. And the fact, and I feel like a lot of people feel that way because PS4, like probably their big AAA game, their big AAA exclusive this fall was Drive Club, and Drive Club is a catastrophe in the sense that
we talked about that last podcast,
and the fact that it hasn't changed is unbelievable. It is right. We're recording this podcast on October 30th. October 1st, the free version was supposed to be out. And they're like, look, we're not going to put the free version out because we can't get the paid version to work yet. That is unbelievable. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's so unbelievable.
And
shame.
Sunset Overdrive just came out, which is so good. And then in 2 weeks, the Master Chief Collection comes out.
Well, it's Call of Duty on the 3rd,
yeah,
too.
But I'm just saying as far as exclusives go, Master Chief comes out. Which,
every day there's something crazy going on with the Master Chief Collection. Like the new levels are remastering, a shrine. It shows like probably the most beautiful map on it.
Yeah, it was Sanctuary, and they remade it as Shrine. But
yeah,
the thing about it is Sunset Overdrive is this really unique IP that is awesome, that is surprisingly good. And then there's Halo, which is not, like Alicia was talking about before. I don't care about visual stuff, but I completely appreciate the difference between 30 frames per second and 60 frames per second.
Yeah.
I don't care. I don't need it. But one type of genre it does matter in is first-person shooters. Because first-person shooters are all about precision. So 60 frames per second, that sounds awesome. So if you go, like, I think YouTube as of yesterday supports 60 frames per second. But if you find, like, there's links that you can download for like dedicated videos that you can see Halo in 60 frames per second, looks like an entirely different game,
which is what YouTube now supports.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like as of like I think like 2 days ago, but it's like it looks like an entirely different game, and that's taking all 4 of the previous Halos or Halo 1, 2, 3, 4.
It's a must-have,
and making it 1080p and 60 frames per second.
It's eye candy.
So Xbox is winning at least for fall. I mean, Bloodborne comes out in February. And that is, I mean, for me, that could change the tide.
Right. All these 3 systems are having their moments right now. They're all having their moments, and I'm happy to be owner of all 3. It's a great time for a gamer like that.
Well, I mean, what it basically is, and Microsoft did it because they have to compete. And when people get all up in arms and they're like, no, this one's better, no, this one's better, and they're sitting there like flying their flag of fanboys and girls and everything else like that, it's like you realize when, like, if Microsoft was to completely destroy Sony, like in general, and just completely close down Sony and Nintendo, we wouldn't be getting this. Yeah. Like when they compete and when they fight and when they're at war,
gamers win.
We win. Yeah. Because we're all just going to sit here and reap the benefits.
It's like, a great time to be a gamer.
They have to move consoles because they're not moving consoles. So what are we going to do? We're going to drop the price $50. Who wins on that? The consumer.
Consumer, yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, yeah, and like I said, the thing I find interesting about that is like a lot of people, including myself, I mean, felt that the whole $500 price tag for Xbone was originally ridiculous. So they scrapped the Kinect to take $100 less so they can compete. Now, I mean, PS4 has been outselling Xbone for a while now, but I think now, especially with Master Chief Collection and Sunset Overdrive and stuff like that, they're kind of good now. They can relax.
Good momentum.
Like they'll catch up. Like they don't need to catch up. The systems
they're still doing good.
Both systems are doing amazing.
PlayStation's doing greater, but
like they don't need to catch up. So the idea that they did this price cut is even more absurd to me because like I think right now with Sunset out and then this coming out, with Halo coming out, I think they're doing better than they've done. Like Xbone is doing the best it's done.
Yeah.
So then to knock off another 50 is just overkill. It's ridiculous.
It's a great time to be an Xbox One owner.
Yeah.
I wanted to say one thing just to clear this up regarding the Bungie expansion. On December 9th, Bungie will release The Dark Below, a new expansion pack for Destiny. For $20, you'll get the same new story missions. You get some new story missions, some multiplayer maps, a raid, 2 new strikes, unless you're on Xbox. Yep, Sony snagged themselves yet another Destiny exclusive, one of the Dark Below's strike missions. You know, the ones where you and 2 other players go through quasi-dungeons and take on powerful bosses, is only for PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4. Bungie says the exclusive is until at least the fall of 2015, which means that for at least next year, Xbox players will miss out on a large chunk of the Dark Below.
Yeah, and that is from Kotaku.com,
Yeah.
and they kind of just pointed out how ridiculous the whole DLC thing is.
Yeah.
All right, so next topic is the games with gold for Xbox One have been revealed.
Yeah, I researched the Vulgar the Viking, and I saw a little bit of the walkthrough, and I put it on our Facebook today if you guys checked it out. It's definitely interesting to play. I'm looking forward to play. I've been looking for a game since Shovel Knight to challenge me a little bit, and I heard it can be very challenging at some times. So you guys should definitely check out the walkthrough, see if you like it. You're gonna get it for free on Xbox One. You know, it's something to download and add more to your library. So I'm not too sad about that news. You know, I want a little bit more, but that's okay.
I mean, I'm actually pretty excited for this. So this game actually came out for Steam already. I'm pretty excited for it. It's like a super hardcore, like old school 2D game. The thing I am frustrated about is, hey, that's the only new game for Xbox One this month.
Yeah, that's not really all that good.
Now this sounds totally counter to what I said 5 seconds ago, but it's almost embarrassing the way Xbox does their games with gold. And it's not like you're only giving me these free games, but in comparison to their number one competition, Sony, like they churn out granted, like they're usually indie games and people have issues with indie games for whatever reason. The fact that you get 2 games for Xbox One every month, and they're usually only 1 new game is so ridiculous.
Especially, they've been out for a whole year now. I was hoping maybe we get something a little bit better than that. Especially even with PlayStation, I was hoping maybe we get Knack or something like that, like a game.
I mean, at least like a lot of people, like there's an argument that should it be a AAA game or an indie game
for the first year.
I don't like, and it's funny because I don't really care because I reviewed on the same like week 2 games came out at the same time. Last of Us Remastered and Rogue Legacy. Now, this is not a popular opinion, but I think Rogue Legacy was a better game than Last of Us. Not that Last of Us was bad, but Rogue Legacy is this comes from someone who played World of Warcraft for a long time. Rogue Legacy was one of the most addictive games I've ever played. Like, and they do that by such unique and appealing conventions. They make me want to keep playing. So indies are great, are capable of great like ingenuity and just awesome gameplay mechanics and just awesome storytelling.
Pound for pound.
But like the issue with
good deal.
The issue I have is that like only 1. You know what I mean? Like Vulgar sounds awesome. Like I'm really excited for that.
Yeah.
But the fact that with PlayStation usually has 2 free PS4 games.
Yeah.
Like last month, right? Granted, Drive Club didn't come out.
Right.
They had 2 free PS4 games plus Drive Club.
Yeah.
Plus a couple of the PS3. I think it was
Arkham Asylum was a great addition.
But what I'm saying, I think one of either the PS3 or the PS Vita games were cross-buy. So when you download it, you also get the PS4 version. Oh, Spelunky. Spelunky was one of those games. So Spelunky. So if you really get down to it, if Drive Club would have came out, you would have got like 3 or 4 free games for PS4 last October.
Yeah.
This October.
This month.
Yeah. Like last month. And then for this, and here's the thing. like I read Xbox's like website, like their release of this information, and they're so bad because I might be reading into this too much, but I think they know, like they kind of realize how ridiculous it is that they're keeping an old game, that they kind of don't make it clear. So there's actually 2 free games, but one of them is one of the games from previous month, but they don't communicate which one it is. They're just like, hey, look at this new game. But they don't say which old game they're retaining. The fact that they're even retaining an old game is ridiculous, because it's kind of like, if you wanted to download it, you could have downloaded it. You've had a month to do it, and it's just kind of like, there's plenty of games. There's plenty of indie games for them to throw out. You know what I mean? It's just
there's so much in the library of Steam. I hope that Xbox One, since they're doing the Viking the Vulgar, which is from Steam, I hope they tap into more of that, because there's so much out there.
Yeah, like that's
so
where Rogue
much.
Legacy came from.
Yeah, I mean, just keep doing that. I'm fine with that. You know, shoot, we're going back to the PS2 days and original Xbox. We didn't get no free games, but it was still cool to. You know, to have we were fortunate to have our online pass, but we didn't get any free games.
Yeah.
So it's great to be thankful for these new games, but people want more. Now people want more.
I mean, I will say this, at least with Sony. Sony has a dude named Nick Sutner who kind of reaches out and tries to get indie games on PS4, and he seems like super passionate about it. So there's like a lot. That's why I think there's more. There's like a lot of indies on PS4 that come over, and I don't know.
Maybe this is what Phil Spencer's trying to get into too.
Just, hopefully. Anyways, I got so upset that I didn't even actually say what the games were. So as you mentioned, Volgar, and then for 360 is Red Faction Guerrilla, which is actually an awesome game. The Red Faction games are, I mean, I think I'm like
I respect them.
I think I'm the only person in the world that feels this way. But 360, but I love the Red Faction games. I love like every single one. And then Viva Pinata, Trouble in Paradise comes out, which is like, yeah, sure, whatever, cool.
Isn't that the one you pet? There's like a virtual pet or something like that?
You're taking control of a pet. I mean, like you're like it's like a pet simulator, but it's like a pinata. I don't know.
Stupid.
Viva Pinata is like super violent.
Is it really?
It's like Viva Pinata is hyper violent. They're like, hey, you raised this pinata. You're like, aw. You're like, yeah, I got a little worm, and it made a little worm baby. It's like, oh, and then you attracted this bird pinata to your garden, and you're like, oh, okay, what's that bird pinata gonna do? And then it's just like, yeah, in order for that bird pinata to make a baby with the other bird pinata, it has to eat a worm. So you have to feed it your worm pinata. And there's all sorts of incest in that game too. Like they're constantly hooking up each of the pinatas and stuff like that. And then it gets to the point where you're like, yeah, I gotta bash this pinata's head open so I can feed it to Like,
I didn't know. And like Viva Pinata's been around since the original Xbox, right?
Yeah.
I never knew this.
Yeah. I played it when I was in Arizona, and I was just getting super sad. They're like, my friends were in a Google Hangout laughing at me. They're like, oh yeah, let's wait till she gets to this part. I was like, what are you talking about? And I'm just like, oh god, no.
Yeah, it's crazy. I did not know that.
It's crazy.
Since we're talking about the free games for PS Plus, I mean, once again, it's cool, but I'm not like super excited for them.
A lot of people are down about this. I read a lot of comments. A lot of people are just thinking, well, it's been 1 year. We're kind of anticipating something way better than that. Like, at least put Knack on there. You know, nobody's buying Knack right now, of course. Maybe it's something you want to put on there because it's been 1 year. You know, but maybe it's too soon for that. You know,
I'll say this is, I'm not upset that they're indie games. They're just like crappy indie games to me. But they're not really crap. But I don't like. It's funny that like you keep saying Knack because like that's a popular opinion because Knack is like a AAA game, but Knack sucks. Like Knack is not good. Yeah, Knack is like bad.
I always wanted to play it.
I think Mercenary Kings is a better game, and Mercenary Kings is free. You know what I mean? Like, but anyways, so for PS4, Binding of Isaac Rebirth. If you've played the old ones, the old one. It's kind of like a guy who just loves the old school Zeldas. And like, if you see, like the character looks ridiculous. The character doesn't look anything Zelda based, but if you see like just gameplay clips of it, it looks like an old school Zelda. The dungeons look like almost identical. Mm-hmm. But it looks pretty cool. I'm not like super stoked about it. SteamWorld Dig, which this is the depressing thing is when games come out, but like I already own them. Yeah. So I got SteamWorld Dig. SteamWorld Dig is pretty cool. It's one of these digging games, which are cool, but they're like after a while you're just kind of like, all right. You just dig, you get minerals, you go back up to the surface, and then you can dig better. So you go back down, you dig more.
I played that.
You played SteamWorld Dig?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did as a demo, and at Fry's one day we were together.
Oh, you played Super Motherload. It's like the exact same game.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
I
I don't
remember
know why.
just digging down and
Yeah, that's it.
Well, Zach, going back to this is that I wouldn't, clear this up. I wouldn't buy NAC for myself. It'd be for me and my girl to have a little bit of bonding.
I like how you're defensive about it. Like,
Yeah, like what?
like you're justifying.
People out there, I will not buy NAC.
You've name dropped Knack like 3 times in this podcast, and now you're just going back and defending
Knack.
it.
It wouldn't be
Yeah,
for
like-
myself alone.
No,
Sure,
even if you
wow.
wanted it, it's fine. I'm just
Yeah.
saying, like, the idea that people want AAA games is cool. But like I said, I mean, Last of Us Remastered versus Rogue Legacy, I think I personally had more fun with Rogue Legacy, and I personally could play play Rogue Legacy for much longer.
You showed me Rogue Legacy. I was hoping to maybe get a PS TV and buy the game digitally and then play it on the TV.
Or you can buy it digitally for PS4.
Really?
Yeah, it's cross. Yeah,
Oh, I totally forgot that because I'm thinking it's just a Vita game for whatever
Nah, it's
reason.
not. It's
It's cross-buy.
PS3, PS4, and Vita. The PS3 games that came out, Frozen Synapse Prime, or Synapse Prime, which is kind of like not really XCOM like, but it's kind of like a tactical shooter where you kind of control units. Yeah, that's the best way I can think of explaining. It looks cool. Luftrausers comes out, which, like, that's one of those games that is clearly an indie game and it's clearly like old school games where you're just chasing scores, but it's like incredibly fun. Like, you're playing, you control like a ship, and you can customize parts, and one part might make it so you fire differently, but your speed is reduced. So it's all about finding this perfect balance to chase scores. And yeah, it's actually pretty awesome. I'm pretty excited for that. Then Escape Plan comes out for Vita. It's for free. And I don't really know how to explain that. Like, these 2 Vita games are pretty obscure, as most Vita games are. But Escape Plan comes out, and I think if memory serves correct, you're just trying to escape from some type of prison. You're 2 like odd characters. But that I think,
Escape from Alcatraz with Clint Eastwood.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. That's a good movie, actually.
Great movie.
That's a good movie.
But I mean, I'm pretty sure that's for PS4 also too. So I'm guessing it's cross-buy again. And then the Hungry Horde, which I don't even know how to explain it. It's just like one of these random Vita games.
They're not appealing to me right now, man. Yeah. I want to play that one game where the shark kidnaps your buddy, and after every level you pass through, he's like, "Ah, still got your buddy," leaves and runs.
How does a shark kidnap someone?
That's what the game is about.
What
you gotta
game
get your
are we
buddy
talking
back.
about here?
We never remember the. I think it was the announcements of all these indie games that were coming out, and then that shark that takes your best
I
friend.
remember you telling me about this.
It's I'm waiting for it to come out. We'll go from there.
I don't have any friends I like that much to chase a shark.
Yeah.
It's just how hilarious the thought process was. To make
And
that
it's
game.
just like, when you're gone, bro.
You're done.
You're done.
All right, 3 more pieces of news, and we're out of here. Titanfall is a video game. They had an update game update number 8, which it blows me away because I didn't know they had the 8 updates.
Yes, they do.
But I mean, they're kind of usually minimal stuff like, hey, now you can pet cats. Like, I'm like, all right, whatever.
No, this is a cool update though.
That's what I'm saying. No. That's what I'm saying is that this one is particularly awesome in comparison to the old ones. They introduced a mode called Frontier Defense, which is a horde mode style defense game.
There's drones. There's drones that come at you. We've never seen drones in this game before.
The thing that's so cool about this is, if you're familiar with Titanfall is online only. That was the whole thing they pushed, and they're like, oh, it's all competitive based. So there's nothing you can do where it's 100% against AI, and there's nothing you could do where it's 100% cooperative, which is so, like, games need that. You know what I mean?
That's why people. I mean, this game has so much potential, but it lacks so much depth that people just said, "Okay, I'm done with it."
Yeah. So
that was what happened.
And the fact that this mode is free is awesome. But yeah, there's gonna be there is Titans that they're like nuclear Titans that their number one thing is to try to blow up blow up near you. There's like drones. There's like, I think specters and grunts can rodeo titans now.
Yeah.
You can set up turrets and stuff. It's just,
I heard it's easy. It's fun. It needs to be a little bit more challenging.
I did not hear that. I hear that no one has made it. Like all the people I've talked to have said that they haven't made it to like wave whatever. If
It only goes to wave 6, I believe.
Really?
Right.
I did not know that. But anyways, yeah, so that came out. That's pretty awesome. I haven't got to try it yet. I'll probably try it this weekend. I'm always down for these like survival type modes.
Those are fun.
Which also leads into our next thing. Earlier today, meaning like 2 or 3 hours ago, a trailer was leaked that shows, spoiler alert if you care about this.
Yeah.
It shows what looks like for Call of Duty Advanced Warfare.
Yeah.
There is a... What was that?
I'm just excited to buy Call of Duty, man.
That's a weird, excited noise to make.
I do. If you know me, you might know me. I don't know if you know me. But I will do some crazy stuff that you will not think you should get excited for or what kind of expressions you should be making. I almost kissed the mic because I'm excited for this. I love me some Call of Duty Nazi zombies, bro.
So, I guess he kind of just spoiled it. Is that in addition to Exo Survival, which is going to be just like wave-based, kind of like just take on just random NPCs. That's cool. It looks like there's going to be a zombie mode.
Yes.
Which I've never really been big on the zombie modes in Call of Duty.
It's all about having friends play with you, man.
Even with that, I've never really been big on it because it's kind of like Call of Duty is such a stationary game. Like you never really like jump up and down or anything in these games, like to the point where it mattering.
Right.
So the inclusion of the whole exosuit is insanity.
Yeah.
Like if it is zombie mode with the exosuit,
that's awesome.
That is a game changer.
I'm excited, man. I'm so excited. Let's do it, bro. Come on.
48 hours, my friend. 48 hours.
Man.
Final piece of news. I don't know if you guys saw this. So this is getting really mixed reactions. I mean, this deserves mixed reactions. But they showed a trailer for Assassin's Creed this morning. The new Assassin's Creed. Yeah, Unity. Unity! All right, guys, let's relax here. That takes place during the French Revolution. And in case you guys...
The French Revolution.
Spoiler alert, in case you don't know anything about the Assassin's Creed games.
Templar.
These games take place in current time, but you enter something called the Animus.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was going to call it the Terminus.
Yeah, I was going to
Shouts
say,
out
you're about to say
Dead.
Terminus again.
And they send you back into time where you play as like an assassin, blah, 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 blah. Okay. In this trailer, I believe the term they used was like time rifts, where it shows like the person running around during the French Revolution, and then like the girl who I guess is instructing you in the game, who's like next to you in the machine. She's like, "Hey, assassin, the time itself is breaking down." This is actually pretty cool, but like I said, mixed reactions. Like time itself is breaking down. We don't know what's gonna happen. You gotta avoid this like wave. So like this wave comes. That's all they show in the trailer. This wave comes and it passes over the assassin. He didn't escape it. He ends up in World War II times, which, in case you don't know anything about history, World War II and French Revolution didn't happen simultaneously. And he's like on the Eiffel Tower, like running from machine gun fire, which is substantially different than what happened during the French Revolution. So if that's a one-time thing, that's interesting. But the more interesting thing is that it opens up the door for a lot of interesting things, because these games have never really taken place during modern time. Like I think in three. I mean, all of them you play during modern time very briefly, but usually it's just like talking to people in modern time. But to play as an assassin in modern time, and I mean World War II isn't necessarily modern, but it's more modern than the Revolutionary War. So that could be interesting or that can be bad. Do you guys have any thoughts on this?
I hate Assassin's Creed. That's just me from the bottom of my heart. I hate that game. I hate the franchise. It's stupid.
You're stupid.
Okay, maybe I am, but I don't like it. Alicia, your turn.
I like Black Flag. So
Shouts out to Black Flag.
Yeah, I had fun with that. I don't know. I'm not really excited about this game.
I'm excited about it just because The original Assassin's Creed was kind of mind blowing. And I would like to see what they can do with the new set of hardware, since this is going to be specifically for the new gen.
Yeah.
All my time is going to Smash Brothers and Call of Duty and Master Chief. I have no time for this game, even though I'm very, 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 very biased right now.
That's not a right now thing. That's just like
That's in life.
I will. If you're playing Assassin's Creed, I'll be like, haha, you do your thing, buddy. I'm playing a better game.
I'm 100% going to play Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
But anyways,
I'm sure
Yeah,
Zach
that's
is.
made to each his own, man.
I mean, like, it's not that I'm like, oh boy, I need to play, but I'm like, part of trying to understand the industry is trying to play as many games as you can and see, especially like I said, I mean, I can understand why somebody's exhausted with Assassin's Creed games.
Well, I had the last one. I bought the last one, Black Flag. Didn't like it.
Yeah, but I mean, and that was the least Assassin's Creed game there is. You know, I mean, you're on a boat the whole time. Where a game that's heavily emphasized on stealth and stuff. So these games constantly like break new ground within their own franchises like that. Like Black Flag, nothing like 3. And 3 was nothing like 2, and 2 was nothing like 1. So I'll always play these games to see.
Hey, they were alike. They all had that mission where you have to follow the people to overhear their conversation.
And then you can jump up.
I freaking hate that mission.
You can jump from the tallest building and land in a bunch of hay, and you're all right.
Yeah, I will say this, and this will be the last thing. As far as like, I mean, like they're adding a whole lot of new features, like that whole idea of following somebody to gain intel or whatever. They were saying that they want to get rid of that stupid convention and that dumb trope from Assassin's Creed games.
I really hope so.
In Unity, they were saying things like, you might need to follow somebody and eavesdrop on them to find out where your target is. And if you get caught and they run off, the mission isn't over. You can find a different means to find out where your target is. Like kill somebody and jack something from their pocket that says, hey, Kyle Stevenson lives here. You know what I mean? That sounds awesome, and that's what I'm talking about. Of trying new things.
Because everyone I know hates those missions.
Oh yeah, they're the worst.
You're sitting there, and then it's just like, oh nope, you got too close. Oh no, they got away from you. Like you have to stay in this yellow border. It's just like I freaking hate this thing.
Yeah, it's the worst. But anyways, that's gonna do it for us here at Gamer and Gameless. Yeah.
Any last thoughts?
If you are listening to this on Friday.
Which is
this
today.
week, which is the 31st, October 31st.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween indeed.
I will be at Kamikaze this weekend.
Me too.
Covering it for Gamer and Gameless.
Woo! I'll be there Saturday.
Wait, Kamikaze's this weekend?
Yeah.
Yes, it
Oh
is.
man.
$25, $27 actually.
Not for Alicia.
No, not for me.
Damn it.
Why are you so better than me?
So I
It's
don't
funny
know.
because both
Genetics.
of you are in this Gamer Gameless thing, and she has a media pass, and you do not.
You
Give
guys-
me a shirt, Elvin. I need a shirt.
Nope.
All right now.
Alicia deserves a shirt.
If you want to come and say what's up, hit us up on Twitter. And I'll find you. I'll give you stickers. I have stickers. I'm gonna be there covering. There's a lot of like panels that look really interesting.
Yeah.
Like the people who made the Intellivision.
Oh, nice.
They're gonna be there with a panel,
True
and I
Blood's
think
gonna be there.
I'm gonna pop into that one, and also I'm gonna be covering the Tetris 30th
yes.
anniversary world record attempt, which is happening on Saturday at 3:00. So I'm gonna have my dad's camera, lots of cosplay that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take
Shout-
pictures
shouts
of
out
and
to
everything else like
Alicia's
that.
dad.
And
Shout out.
So yeah,
and if
It's
you
gonna
want
be
an
cool.
autograph from Stan Lee, 68 or $80 will do it, from my understanding.
$80.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah. Yeah.
But when Stanley finds out that Alicia created video games and is making the Marvel games,
He'll get
That
her
is not
autograph.
true.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy? All right,
That is
I'm gonna
not true.
before we wrap this up. You know how Stanley is in every Marvel movie?
yeah.
Alicia has a cameo in every video game.
Not.
if you look at Pong, if you look at like when it's like 2-2,
I wasn't
when it
even born.
Scores 2-2.
I wasn't
That's
born.
that's how imperative your work is to the
Yeah.
gaming industry.
Nope.
If it scores 2-2 in the bottom right corner, there's just Alicia, and she's just like.
Nope, not even.
But
She's just making like herself like a margarita.
But
You-
she had,
you guys are
she had
making-
nothing to do with that Atari ET game
you guys
whatsoever.
are
None.
making up so many lies right now.
In Assassin's Creed Unity, if
No.
you look during the French Revolution, there was a brawl near like one of the capitals,
Alicia
and
beat him up.
Alicia's just sitting there. She's like, "Hey guys, I made this."
Nope.
Yeah.
This does
all
not
true.
happen.
Anyways, remember you can check us out at facebook.com/GamerGameless, our website gamergameless.com, or
Yeah.
Twitter @GamerGameless.
Yeah.
I got it right. I got it
Papa
right.
Molly, I'm sweating.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.
Peace.